Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day. Good day.
Okay, we should be live. A little bit to go on the ads, but that's not a big deal. Hopefully everyone's doing all right today. I am a little bit off today for some reason. I think I might be getting sick. I hope not, but we shall see. But we are going to be trying to get our way through hell difficulty. And yes, we all hate the ads. But hopefully you're doing all right today, Adam. I've got coffee. Coffee helps everything. Also have some tea too, but tea don't help. Tea just be. Now, as far as what I've done off camera, I went and transferred in a spirit. Hello, spirit. It's one of my broadsword ones, not the crystal sword. I just grabbed the first one I found. So we have that. I don't think I put... Oh yeah, I did put one other thing. Mercenary. I made a bulwark for him. Just a death mask. Figured IO was within reason because we've already actually gotten an IO on one of the playthroughs. I think it was this one. I think we got an IO on this one, and we have definitely found a hell. I mean, not hell, a shale and a soul, sorry. So I figured it was fair game to make that. So we basically got a decent enough mercenary. He's got some good physical damage reduction. His resists are absolute ass, though. I cleaned up my shared inventory. You may notice first 2 pages are clean. 3rd page is just stuff I didn't have room for on the junk mule, so we just left it there. 4th page is stuff that we can experiment with later. I'm not putting these on, but they are there for we can mess with stuff. This is transferred off of my throwing assassin with the stars and stuff. And I also grabbed the Breath of the Dying Archon staff from the Sorcerer's playthrough and an Obsession Archon staff as well. Both of them ethereal. Yes, I collect anytime I see an ethereal Archon staff that immediately goes into a stash and it stays there until I can socket it and set it aside, because they're not busted, but they're very good. Mainly because they're essentially Ogre Mauls, not Ogre Mauls. Is it Ogre Maul or Thunder Maul? I want to say it's Ogre Maul that they are the parallel to damage wise, because Thunder Mauls are going to be higher damage on average. But these also have crap all for requirements, so yeah, that's fine. We got an okay roll on the Obsession. It's not great. I would rather had more increased max life, but it's there. We also have like a Spirit Monarch, an Enigma Light Plate. We actually used a 3-socket light plate I found because I am 1 level higher than I was last time, because we're on players 8 and I went to see just how we do. Vampire Gaze, I would use this on the Mercenary. It's better than what we have. But I don't want to start just dumping my old equipment onto this character until we've gotten through hell. That way I have a good reflection on how things behave. I can also, whenever we get done with hell, I can start dropping this stuff on and we can play around with some of the more exotic builds or even the stronger builds. We'll see. Right now we're just going to go through with Summoner though, because that's the one I decided to settle on for solo self-found-ish. I have to include the ish now. And no, I don't have any grand charms for this guy yet. I may go through and do some like farming streams just off hours to try and get them, but I don't really feel like doing the 16-hour grinds on these anymore. I'm one of those that I just want to play it for fun now. But yeah, we're in hell difficulty. We are on players 8. So let's see what we can do. We've got a little speedy big guy there. Hey, Bells. Welcome to the stream. Obviously, we are fairly strong right now. Not the strongest, but considering we are actually taking things out on players 8 in hell difficulty, it's a pretty solid stack of units. Demon-wise, need 6 more levels into that. And this is only based on hard levels, the various things you get from that, so... we don't really have too much to worry about. Main thing I'm worried about is our mercenary going down. That is one reason why I made the bulwark. Just the little bit of life leech should be enough to keep him alive against a lot of stuff. His lack of resist is going to bite us in the ass a little bit, but it's not going to be a big deal. He needs to proc his aura, though. He currently does not have his Holy Freeze going. There we go, bud. Thank you for your Holy Freeze. It is much appreciated. That is actually going to be pretty nice to have around. Now, are we going to be running across very many physical immunes? Yes. Do I think it's going to be a big problem? Not with our current setup, funnily enough, because this guy has Holy Fire. Holy Fire is going to let him get past a lot of nonsense. And so is Holy Freeze, funnily enough, because that adds cold damage to his attacks. It's not a ton, 65 to 70, but it is something that is better than nothing. Go ahead and just do Den of Evil. I probably should just go get the waypoint, but you know what? I don't care. I am here to just have fun and relax. That is what the Diablo 2 streams are about. That's actually what why I go off on tangents while we're playing pretty much any game. Just a chill thing to sit and chat about. And his amp damage is probably going to do a lot to get through physical immunes as well. Probably should acknowledge that aspect as well. Because that, combined with the sigil we can throw on the ground, should let him do a decent chunk of damage. He doesn't do a lot on each individual hit, mind you. Because his main trick is the crushing blow. And we actually kind of have that on our little goat men as well. Let's go get that first. Then you guys can start taking these out. Mainly so we don't have to keep reviving shit. Or dealing with shit getting revived. Sorry. That's where my brain is at today. It's woo all over in the like zone beyond time. Oh, he is fascinated with me. Nice. Not going to work very well for him, but it's there. Now, would I want to swap out my big guy for like a summoner unit? Not really. There are some that are decent, but most of the summoner units have a lot of essentially AI downtime. I don't know if their minions would get cursed as well. I don't think they do. Let's go ahead and yeah, we'll just go more vitality. I don't know how much strength we're going to actually need to wear the, because it's 44 plus what we have. It's 156. So we're going to actually have to do a little bit of strength, I think. Because it's not 1-to-1 level for strength. That said, we're probably going to have to respec anyway whenever we start swapping over to, let's try the weird stuff setups. Let them handle the gargantuan beast. And yeah, our mercenary is already surviving way better now that he has leech. I did test him on hell difficulty. That's why we had a little bit of the map revealed. Because I walked out there and was like, okay, you guys are going to beat stuff up. Hassan was just getting his ass kicked. It was awful. That's one reason I settled on the, who's your whatchamacallit? The bulwark here. Mainly, so I got tired of dealing with that, and it was something within reason that we could have ground for. Now, I will generally, if I'm doing stuff like not a true solo self-found, but a, okay, this is what we could reasonably find, I will generally favor rune words or crafted items for those kind of suggestions, because those are much more reliable to grind for than necessarily, say, like uniques or set items. Uniques and set items, extremely solid tools. Are they going to actually be viable for us? Really? It's kind of a hit or miss. Because generally speaking, you can target farm for them, but whenever you're target farming for stuff like that, the reliability is super blasted low. Let them speed up. They'll just do their own thing. We'll take some gold. I want to get rid of all of his minions before I start messing around with stuff, because they have amp damage as well. Oh, Hassan, no. Don't die on me, Hassan. He has seen many things. Oh, we got to level up off of that too. Nice. We'll grab a healing potion. I accidentally grabbed the mana. Don't care about that. We're going to go and get some strength. And yes, we are going to be getting a pretty decent number of levels just by the fact that we have Players 8 going. But yeah, I'm going to max out these guys. We're just going to go brute force rather than optimized strategy. Generally speaking, you want a really good big hitter and you want defilers if you're going for optimal, it seems. As far as what we want to be getting on you, Death Mark we could mess with. I'm just on the fence about that one. Does help us hit more as well. It lowers the enemy defense. So let us go get another skill point as well. Bonk. So 3 more skill points and we've got Goatman done. So that might very well just be Death Mark for our next one. We just don't go full ham on anything besides summons, which means that we could go doot and I think it's probably going to be Death Mark, and we might do some Blood Oath. Blood Oath is good. It keeps your minions around longer. Engorge, not bad either. I don't know who gets any. Yeah, we can get more from Death Mark here. But does anybody get anything from Engorge? I don't think they do. Doesn't look like it. Blood Oath does boost Engorge, though. So they can be even tankier. Welcome, Outlander. Does our presence really honor you? Yeah, I think as soon as we can wear this, which is going to be 65, I think we need... I think we need just over 100 strength. Because I think it's 0.66 or something like that. Or am I misremembering? It might be 0.875. I don't remember the exact scaling on it. That's a bad thing, but it's fine. 45 versus level 61. I think that is... That's 3/4, so it'd be 0.75. So at 65, 0.75 would be... It's not actually that much more. So yeah, we actually do just need to get over 100-something strength. Okay, that sucks. Because it'll still be in the 40s. Okay, let's walk out there. Let's get Act 1 done. I'm not too concerned about using that stuff early. We're not going to use it until we've beaten the game. I just need to think about where we want to be whenever we do that. XP. I should probably be on Lethargy. Yeah, Lethargy and the Teleport are probably our 2 most important skills. Because it's Focus Fire and damage boost. Obviously, against the trash mobs, not as important. Because the trash mobs, it's mostly just to keep them from killing our minions rather than giving us more damage out. I don't think extra points in that. No, it does increase damage taken. Yeah, we can break resists on that. Nuke them! Nuke them all! Oh, Mercenary, you're doing good. You're doing some good there, sir. Watch us end up getting a Stone of Jordan or something like that on this run. I have not found those without grinding, for those of you wondering. I don't think we've ever actually had one pop up in just a solo self-found run. You really do have to go out of your way to aim for them. Okay. Off into the cold plains. Do we bother getting... I mean, we might. If we run across the graveyard first, I will just go in there and do it. Because why not? Why not just go for it? Yeah, with players 8, we should be fairly... Oh, there's circlet. We should be fairly decent level by the time we get there. +2 Eldritch skills. That is this tree. That's not a bad circlet, though. Especially with the mana and life leech. I mean, we've got better options on our mules and stuff, but that is really not that bad. It's one of those things where if I was just doing ladder or something like that, I totally would keep that. Shale rune, that was one of the runes that we used up, so we might as well get the replacement. Full rejuves, I am hoarding them just like we did the small rejuves. Not using them. I just feel compelled to get them up to 99. Wonder if there's anybody that has fully 99'd their shared stash. Probably not keys and statues and stuff, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's 99'd all their gems and runes by now. Except for maybe like Zods, but even then, there's probably somebody who's used freaking JSP to get them all. How much is this increasing? 1% per... Eh. I don't think we particularly care about that. And stat-wise, we're just going to keep going strength every level. Because we can. Yeah, there's nothing super important in the cold plains. And they are not dropping me my full rejuves. You guys are mean. You're supposed to drop me all of them. Every last full rejuvenation potion possible. But they don't, because they don't love me. They're not kind critters. Can the goat man take out 3 dark hunters? Probably by himself. Especially considering now he's going to go get some help. They're not really super high damage, but they're damage enough. They're way better than skeletons. They're honestly, I would say the goat men are... I wouldn't say they're better than golems. Golems are better tanks. And golems can get some more interesting effects on them. But as far as just a basic summon, they're more reliable than golems. Because golems generally, unless you are running a very specific type of iron golem, you're not going to be relying on them for damage. Not even high-level blood golems are really that great on damage. Because they have a really long attack delay. So do skeletons, but you usually just deal with that by just having a lot of skeletons. That's one reason why fanaticism, while really cool, and it does actually improve their attack speed, you're talking dropping something from like 20-something frames down to also still 20-something frames. Because you have the long just cooldown of meander time. We will probably be swapping Haseen over to an Iron Maiden. Well, not Iron Maiden, probably Thorns. whenever we get to Act 2. We could have done it in Nightmare difficulty, but I do want to see how the actual minions do rather than relying on my cheese. And I'm going to keep him around. See, you can run. And I can just throw stuff on top of you, Bloodraven. Your safest place is in the middle of all of your minions. And yes, we could grab her. She doesn't have any modifiers on her, though. She is one of the few enemies that does get equipment, though. If memory serves. Oh, you're almost trapped in a corner there, Bloodraven. Get wrecked. Now, all of her little friends go away. Oh, darn. Now, as far as, like, farmable places, these aren't great, but they're actually not... The crypt and the mausoleum are actually not terrible places to farm. Obviously, they're not as good as the usual suspects or terror zones or anything like that, but you're looking for ghosts. The place to go. Ghosts are good for, like, rune farming and stuff like that, but you can also get really shitty spawns where they just have, like, barely any enemies in them, which kind of sucks. You can also have really good spawns. It's one thing that I think a lot of people don't appreciate about some of the variety farming locations. Everyone talks about the level 85 areas and how they're like farming for uniques and getting that magic find up super high. No, that is not the way you actually want to be farming. There are certain items you want to target farm for, certainly. But for the most part, you're gonna want to be going for like rune words and bases and stuff like that. Hey, mercenary, can you actually, you know, fight rather than running away? Thank you. The big downside of the big Udar guy is his holy fire is going to attract things from like all over the godforsaken place. Because that is what he do. Now we take out you. Good job. Good job. And now this should be the last of the revival guys, the Shamanimals. And everything should be good. I do like that big dude is extra fast. That makes life lovely for me. Because he doesn't ever get really stuck out of position. He's just temporarily running. His run speed is just crazy. I think the only thing... There are couples that I would like more than him. There's a few enemies that we can't get that would be a ton of fun as well. But as far as demons go, Udars are really solid picks for just... I wanted to smash. Because they do still get that crushing blow. We all know how powerful freaking crushing blow is if you're actually going to be farming things properly. Especially post-game stuff. Obviously, getting them to hit is a pain in the ass, but... Some champions. We got a lot of champions here. Jeez. Well, there went Mercenary. That's what happens when he can't leech. He just gets his ass handed to him. Because, no, he can't leech from skeletons. Don't worry, we can revive him. It's not a big deal. Okay, mercenary, let's go get you back and we'll stock up our stash over here.
I can hardly.
Boop and a boop. And we'll go to Dems. Dum, 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 dum. Plague Circlet, you can just sit in here on page 3 because you're not going to be actually useful. You're just kind of a neat, we found something nice situation. And yes, I am keeping like the sets and uniques we find as we find them for the whatchamacallit. We're probably not going to Grail, just as a heads up. Chronicle, we're sitting here at like very low percent. Yeah, 16% of sets, 4% of uniques, 13% of rune words. I could probably just knock out the rune words one super quick, but I don't want to. I don't care enough about, oh, you get a golden portal. Oh, shower me with the shinies. Woo! It just doesn't do it for me, guys. Especially considering a lot of those rune words I've already made before. I just don't have a use for them in pretty much any real sense. They're fine. It's just, why use that when I can do stealth? Or why do you use that whenever I can do smoke or prudence or any of them, really? It's just meh. Okay, do we have another shaman? Doesn't look like it. So Dark Rangers are the next target. If I see any of them getting back up, I will try and find a nearby shaman. There they are. Did we really have two camps that blasted close? We did. Cool. That sucks. Now I'm going to send our minions into the fray to get rid of Rakanishu. Rakanishu! Wow. Ooh, Lidless Wall. That's not what I... Oh, it's an ethereal one. I mean, it's still not bad. Really am surprised to see that. Do I prefer this over Splendor, though? Not for this build. I hate that it's ethereal. That kind of sucks, but we'll be fine. Skill-wise, we are now done with goats. Still nowhere near done with a strength. We just need to keep an eye on Hassan so he doesn't get caught up against one of these skelly boys and gets his ass handed to him. We want our extra fast mean boys going out first. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? We should check that Francisca, whatever it is, Francisca. Wrong tome. It's not. Reason being, if you guys actually saw my inventory for like whenever I do off-camera runs, I actually don't bother identifying stuff. I literally just slam it into the shared stash whenever I'm doing off-camera farming to be cathartic mode. But it is one of those things where I literally just dump it in there and then I either identify it all at once or I unload it into Gomule. Gomule has been updated, funnily enough, which I find intriguing. Oh, look, a portal shrine. Does it matter? No, we're still getting the waypoint. Reason we get waypoints and stuff like that is in case game crashes. It's not in case we die. Oh, you're mana burn and extra fast-ish. His extra fast did not help him. It did not give him what he was desiring. I still find it shitty that they removed the ability to gamble daggers. A lot of people are saying, oh, because it's a plus skill item. You can gamble claws. Obviously, you can't gamble any of the other ones, but swords can actually get plus all barbarian skills. And you can gamble those. Of course, they can't get plus specific barbarian skills, which I think is kind of sad. I kind of wonder how hard it would have been. This is going to be a very kind of tangential thought. I wonder how hard it would have been for them to make it so that the plus skills on items, like let's say you gave all weapons plus barbarian yada yada yadas, like various attack skills. I do wonder how hard it would have been to have those just be a hidden bonus that is only visible while you have the barbarian and not have it count against affixes. It shouldn't be too hard because it would just function on the O skill system, but you'd actually want the O skill to hide it. Which is something that we don't generally see. We do see some hidden stat things, though, such as the damage on boots. We don't see those unless we're on an assassin. Damage on shields is another one. That's paladin only. So it is possible. I just don't know if it's possible to do it for a O skill. Sorry, for a class skill item. Gotta use the terms intended. Now, if we start running into problems with the resists, I do actually have the rhyme shield. Tree-wise, are we going to go Deathmark or are we going to go Blood Oath? I forget where Blood Oath falls off. Let's see. And yeah, like I said earlier, my brain is not entirely here today, so if I pull a dumbs, forgive me. I do think I might be getting sick. But we're gonna push through. We're going to beat hell this... We might even beat hell today. We're gonna definitely beat hell this week. Either today or tomorrow. Just to get it done. Okay, do we still have our mercenary alive? Our mercenary's still doing good. Yes, I do see guys coming up behind me. I might summon a goat. I don't have to summon a goat, though, because our guys took care of it. Lovely. Go, my minions. Prove your power. Welcome to the dork side. Man, Google, I even enunciated it for you. We're just gonna glare at the googs. But yeah, I said dork side, not dark side. Damn you, alphabet. You're not doing a super today. I have all the dumb jokes. Fear me. Tyrants make heads roll. I focus on the eyes. Go for the eyes, boo! I can't do an actual Minsk voice. Yeah, having freaking curse as an option on a freaking summon. And yes, I know you're ensnaring the demons. Oh no, it's not a literal summon, but it is close a freaking enough. It is a minione that you can reliably go for. So we need to find the waypoint over here, get ourselves a scroll. And really, Act 1 always is the longest for me. It gets a little shorter in Nightmare in Hell, as you start getting like way better stuff and all that jazz, but I don't know why Act 1 in particular just takes me longer. I feel compelled to linger in it. It's not even that it is a particularly long act. Obviously in normal you're doing farming there. If you're going to be like speed running it or anything, you do still farm in Act 1. It's going to be your longest aspect in normal. As you start getting into Hell and Nightmare difficulty, it shortens up for speed running. But I find the urge to just linger. For some reason, there is something more nostalgic. Well, I know why, but there is something way more nostalgic about Act 1 than pretty much any other act in the game for me. It makes me happy to just kind of go through and let the murderizing occur. Save me, mercenary, save me! I think I see, yeah, there's another shaman there. The ability to just drop these where they're needed. I think that might actually more than make up for the fact that, I mean, we also have Curse Answer as well. But I think it actually makes up for the fact that, geez, that we could play with that. If it was ethereal, I'd be happier, but as far as, let's toss that in there. Same for you. But yeah, I just find something really just kind of calming about Act 1. Certain level of just familiarity with it that kind of keeps me lingering here more whenever I'm not seriously having to rush. Like, if I don't get through Hell by Friday, oh no, I might have to do an extra stream on Saturday. Oh, boo-hoo. It's like, this is not actually a problem. It is just something that exists. Okay, so we got that going. Mercenary should still be fine by himself because he's got that there Laugh Legion. Pretty solid damage reduction as well. We'll get you out of the way. We are taking a little bit of damage ourselves. I do need to heal up from that. Mainly because I haven't been paying attention. Is this going to be a 4-socket broadsword? Tell me. Is it 4-socket? Nope. Okay, thank goodness. I was going to feel really crappy for transferring that over if that was going to be 4-socket because, you know, we had all the runes and stuff for this. We've actually gotten all those runes a few times over. Either dropping or even through crafting up. So, yeah. Yes, we take out you with the demons. Don't like that very much. Might have to send... Nah, he should be fine. He'll be fine. Ooh, Possess Compendium. Let's go ahead and heal up a little bit. Pick up one of these? Thank you. Is it any good? It is not. That's one thing I actually haven't seen is plus all skills on a compendium yet, but obviously that's going to be kind of rare anyway. I wager, just judging by how most items work, it's going to be on there. Okay, I am going to eat corpses just so they stop reviving. Huzzah. Can't revive it if it ain't there, buds. I was being lazy and not doing it before, but now I'm just like, okay, let's get through this. Let us be that guy. Today is Thursday, right? I'm not just being a dumbass and forgetting what day of the week it is. Get a little bit more resist. We'll get a little bit more strength. We're already at level 67. We started today, I believe, what level were we? 59, I think. We've got almost 10 levels, and we're not even halfway through Act 1. That's what Players 8 be doing for you. And we're doing Players 8 with not a truly solo self-found, but with stuff you could have found by now. Without doing too much excessive grinding. We're technically right now is about when I'd be entering hell difficulty with most classes if I was doing proper grinding. I'm looking for the tree. I'm looking for the waypoint. We do desire both of the above. I'm feeling that's the tree right there. It is. Please do not go after my mercenary. Let's go ahead and set up the sigil to keep them alive a little bit better. Extra fast, mana burn, extra strong, and lightning enchanted. Cute. You handle that, mercenary. Ow, I'm getting shot in the butt. Don't be shooting me in the butt. Go hide behind a tree. Okay. Yoink. Yoink. Another experience. Oh, Jesus. Another experience shrine. Cute. We definitely don't want to be touching fire shrines just because of how much a pain that is to recover from. Just because of how big our guy is. Yes, he is, for all intents and purposes, essentially immortal. Yeah, we did find the waypoint. Did I grab it is a question? Did I grab the waypoint? And just, like, completely forget about it? No, I didn't grab it. Okay, since we have the XP shrine, I'm going to just continue forward. We don't care about those guys. We'll come back and rescue Cain in a minute. We will save him eventually, just not right now. I do find it kind of sad. I make my "we'll rescue Cain if able" pun in other streams, and it is usually highly appreciated. Unfortunately, you guys are too used to my puns, which leads to desensitization, so I'm gonna have to come up with a new one. It's just, it's sadness for me. I can only come up with so many puns. There's so many plays on words you can do before the words stop being playful. Here, you get help with the possessed brute. Here's the second goat for you. Here's the goat up there. Oh, my demon is not demoning very well. Eat bodies. I think that's the closest our demon has actually come to, you know, actually feeling pain. Let's grab you. Don't see a full... Ow, 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 ow. Yon bastards. That did not feel good.
Thanks.
Here's a second healing potion for you, just because I'm never quite sure if you still need it. I'm going to identify it's probably garbage. It's actually... Speaking of +2 all skills being rare, hello, here it is. It's not a great shield, but that's something that if I was doing solo self-found on Necro, that'd be very welcome to see. Not worth keeping, though. Stat-wise. I think one more level and we'll... Actually, we should be able to actually use all that now. If we wanted to. But didn't always. Oh, we already got through. Well, we'll get the waypoint in here and then we'll go. Oh, actually. I was like, we're going to get the waypoint in here. We should probably do the tower. Are you cursed? You are cursed. Bane Shield, the Flayer. Causing problems since 2026. Just throwing healing potions on Pokeboy. Okay, so we have that. I will probably do it. Not right this second. And yes, after I get done with the playthrough, I will probably be making a short for this. Hey, Purple Haze. You finally fixed the game, and instead of playing Warlock, you jump back into building a Zealden. Zeal is fun to play with. It's not the most efficient, but that's not necessarily the necessity to be focusing on. If it's fun, it's fun. Play the fun way. I see so many people getting upset that people run things like bow chantresses and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, play what's fun. If you want to run a freaking Inferno source, do it. Want to run a bloody... I'm trying to think of another good example. I would recommend against an Arctic Druid, but if anybody really wants that, have fun with it. Probably one of the worst setups you can have. I would say Inferno Source is stronger than Arctic Breeze. Oh. Okay, so skeletons is what we want you guys focusing on because Dingus over here can't leech from skeletons. Mercenary, can you please, like, actually go to something you can leech from? Thank you. Of course, he is also poisoned now. Oh, come on. Fuck off. Wasting money.
Good day.
I still think that poison shouldn't kill mercenaries. Holy Bolt Paladin actually is not awful if you go freaking I just completely brain farted on it. But yeah, Holy Bolt Paladin is actually not that awful. Got a rare dimensional sword with 280 ED, full and mana leech from your old save. That's the reason. Up that to a phase blade. Yes. Actually, my favorite thing to do is get ethereal dimension blades and up them to phase blades. I don't even care if it's a good one. I just like doing it. Yeah, don't delete save files. I still have save files from like way back in the day in a backup folder. I did take them out of my main save folder just so I don't have to look at quite as many names. Because if you saw me scrolling through my mule list, there do be reasons. Okay, we're going Black Marsh. It's not ethereal. It's still fine. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just ethereal is more fun. Yeah, ethereal ones will turn into ethereal phase blades, which is the only way to get an ethereal phase blade. Now, if I found one of like the just freaking busted ass dimension blades, or even a crystal sword that was ethereal, oh, I would be going for that as well. You deleted the old save files on your PC, but the office PC is still intact. Ah. See, some of my save files are from the release of the game. So I would feel really bad deleting them at this point. It's like those things have been through 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to think of how many computers that's been through, because it would be that one, then after the move, then after that it would be 3, 4, 5 or 6 computers they've survived. Obviously, they're eventually going to just get lost somehow, but when you survive longer than some of the people who watch my videos have lived, damn. Damn, son, that's living forever. I do wonder. This is kind of like data hoarder kind of discussion right now. I kind of wonder what the oldest surviving just file is. I think my oldest file that I have personally, probably late 90s, and it's some music. But that's files of mine. I can only imagine, like, how old some of the, like, if there's a repository of, like, a really old frickin', what did we get? Oh, we almost got it. Last 2 Carnstones betrayed us. You missed the old days when Whirlwind Barb was God? Yeah. Are you talking about the Spear one era, or are you talking about, I would say even in 1.09, maybe 1.08. He was still pretty dang solid. Like Fury, when Fury was good, was a thing. But yeah, nowadays it's pretty much got to just go grief. Mercenary, can you not just like stand up in his face like an idiot? Trying to tank that? Well, now you're trying to tank skeletons. That's not any better. Oh, Jesus. Okay, unanticipated situation there. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. I was not anticipating that guy going down that fast. We're gonna have to get a new one. Gonna have to get a new one. The spear days were amazing. Now we have to get 3 of you guys. I am on players 8. I probably shouldn't have been like trying to face tank freaking Griswold on players 8. Especially since there is another. Go and get this going. Trying to get that one. Oh no, he's undead. Never mind. We can't get undead. They're just leaving then. I need to get a new demon. That. Now I feel crappy. Arcane's Valor. There has been so many eras for Diablo 2. I also remember the weird misrolled unique era. Is that? No, we don't care about that.
Good day.
Obviously, we could just make ourselves busted and just face roll through everything. Because we are at the point. We go to this page, we can start equipping stuff. The only things we can't equip are going to be like super high level stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, this does give us enough strength. So we're not gonna do that though. We're gonna actually save and exit and go to Nightmare. Actually, no. Yeah, we are. We're gonna go to Nightmare. We're gonna get ourselves another, probably Hephasto. Fuse unique from 9,000. Oh, just if you want to see weird magic find stuff, there's also the whatchamacallit from, we can get a bunch of these guys. Open BattleNet stuff, like the Open BattleNet PvP crap was ridiculous. Just beyond ridiculous. Want to see huge numbers go burr. Okay, so Darkwoods is terrorized. We don't really care about that. We're going to go River of Flame. So I think we'll be fine on players 8 River of Flame. It might be a tough one. I will just chain a guy, most likely. Just to have one. What aura did he get? He got Might. Okay, that's cute. We don't really have great crowd control until we get our big guy, though. Mercenary just doing the work over there because, you know, everything here can be leashed from. And yeah, we are still on players 8. So we're not getting a lot of drops because those are little bastard worms. Don't you love the bastard worms? But yeah, right now, Warlock is busted, but I would say he is only certain skills are overtuned. Wouldn't say all of them are. I would say he's only a bit overtuned. Now the question is, what aura are we going to get on the big guy? And hopefully he's actually cursed. I think this might actually be the right way. Okay, eat. And I am noticing corpses are still doing that weird vanishing shit. Which I don't like it. That means there is a bug in it determining where the corpses are. I'm not sure what introduced it. Okay, this is not looking promising. I suppose I could get a Thorns mercenary instead of Holy Freeze now. We could pop by Act 2 here and just grab it. But still no uniques. Well, there's a minion. Unfortunately, I think the unique is one of the Corpse Eaters, which are very much not good redeems. So he's not going to be worth it. Do I want to go higher Deathmark, or do I? You know what? We're gonna be dumb. I'm gonna go Lethargies. Can you not be running away there, bud? Yeah, and he's just extra fast stone skin. That doesn't matter at all. So tired today. Good luck and have Shako. I'm deciding which way I want to mispronounce it today. Shako. That guy, if he was a more frequent attacker would be actually a good grab, but is literally like one of the worst base enemy types. Even with extra fast. Oh, and fanaticism too. Wow. Still not even that great of an enemy type. Although he is being rather aggressive. Maybe he do be good? Resist you got. First, extra strong, spectral hit, extra fast. I mean, fanaticism is very tempting. I will see what Hephasto has. If Hephasto's not cursed, we're just gonna dip. Because the main thing I'm not liking about this guy, watch his behavior. He is actually a lot more aggressive than I was anticipating him being. But they have a very strong wander script to them, which usually results in them just not being consistent tanks. In fact, where did he go? Okay, this is... There's a few ways this place can form. We could have a front-loaded Hephasto. Or he could just be down here. Which, if he's down here, he's just going to be straight down from this. Otherwise, I'm going to lean into thinking this is a front-loaded. Which means he's going to be closer to City of the Damned. It's pretty uncommon, but... And that running away to spit shit thing. That's the problem with this guy. Because I need him tanking. Yeah, this is not the way. And it's just going to rejoin back up there. Well, butt cheeks on a fish. The only other one that might be even worth grabbing would be Lister and Nightmare. But neither of these are really guaranteed to get cursed. They're just pretty reliable on it. It's more you're looking for a strong base. I suppose I could go grab Akmel. The cursed one. We must get him. He must join us. Unfortunately, we don't have an Udar spawn. I mean, we could keep reloading Nightmare to get another Udar. They are actually good. There you are. Swear to God, keeping track of this guy. At least he's fast enough to get back in the fight whenever he decides, I'm gonna wander. He's the Rover, Wanderer, Vagabond. Probably my least favorite of the potential summons, though. We only took him because he had Curse. It does still apply. We're at a nice level for doing this. And yes, we are still on Players 8. I will probably leave it on Players 8 while we're in Nightmare. Because frankly, we're giving up a lot of XP for not being in Hell difficulty. The only act that we should be even considering doing in Nightmare is freaking Act 5 and Terror Zones. Terror Zones we can do up to level 75, if I remember correctly, in the Nightmare difficulty. I can't say I do Nightmare Terror Zones very often. Okay. This is another potential spawn point for him. And I think it is... Yeah, it is. Okay. We need to have it ready. Let's see. Can we find him? 1 second and I'll read that. I am trying to keep my eyes peeled for Hephasto to see if we can actually get him. I see a message. I just haven't... I'm... It's out of the corner of my eye real quick. Do I think we're going to get a Curse Fanaticism Hephasto? I highly doubt it. He is probably crappy. Doesn't have Curse, but... I mean, he's got Holy Freeze, so we can actually swap out the Mercenary without having too many problems, I guess. Hate not having Curse, though. Let's see. What do you think about a Rogue Marvel Heroes Omega character in this game or hack and slash? She only has a basic attack on level 1. She must get her skills and passes from enemies she defeats, including bosses. I haven't played Marvel Heroes, so I'm sorry, Marvel Heroes Omega, so I can't speak on that. But you're talking about a character that basically absorbs enemy skills. I think it would be a cool concept. It would be Nightmare to balance. But it is something I have considered for TTRPG stuff. It's basically a blue mage, but on defeat as opposed to on observe. So it's doable. I think it'd be kind of interesting if you could have like a skill tree. I think the way I would do it, I would have it be one skill tree that does this. I'd have the other skill trees have other different skills. But actually, no. I can see a way to do it skill trees. Have each skill tree start with a level 1 skill called Absorb. Have it be like Absorb, Passive Absorb, Aura Absorb, something. And then you'd have stuff below that that modifies it. So let's say this one has a bunch of cast speed boosts and damage boosts and stuff like that. This one would have, say, plus HP and kind of defensive boosts, and this one would have offensive martial boosts. You could actually just have it where you grab skills with the top one and then have the ones below it provide bonuses to those skills. I do think you would probably need it to be like 3 per. So that way you'd have people going like, I'm going to get 2 or 3 skills here and a passive skill, and then I'm going to leave the caster ones alone kind of thing. But it would still be very hard to balance. I'm not sure my idea would work out very well because you'd actually have to know what skills the enemies are using. And I guarantee you most people do not. Okay, so we have one more place we can look for something good. Going between acts is always risky, but I think we'll be fine. Oh, we got snakes. They're beasts, unfortunately, so no, we can't steal them. And yes, I see cursed teleport. Teleport is kind of an intriguing one to consider. It would probably not be good, because they would teleport away whenever they get low life, which, I mean, would keep them alive longer, so you wouldn't have to worry about that, but yeah, I forgot. I am going to go grab one thing. We need to go to Act 2 first. There were skills limitations. Skills need to be a certain types, AoE, melee, passive. That makes sense. Okay, so this needs to go there. You can go on the ground for a minute. Okay, so you are completely unequipped.
Come back this way, have you?
You're going to get
Action here the first time.
Emilio. I think he's literally the only Thorns guy here. He is. Hi, Emilio.
I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use. I'll put that to good use.
And there's Emilio. You need to choose which one you wanted from this particular type. Yeah, it's typing it out on this would be kind of a bit of a rough one too. Like choosing which type they would be able to have access to. So I don't know. I think it could work. It would require a lot of balancing. I do like blue mage style classes. It's just from a design aspect, I don't usually see it implemented super well. There's always like some caveat that needs to be like tossed out there. I should be picking these up and looking at them more, but we don't really have a lot of plus skills on them. They spawn sometimes, but it's not as frequent as I would be like expecting. Bramble mitts could be better than what we got. This attack speed, 18% magic bind. I prefer fire resist over poison resist. Well, that's the stairs back up. I did not mean to grab that. No, damn me. Ouch. Mercenary is getting beat up pretty good. We've got Holy Freeze and Thorns. Not exactly the best combo. I think it was refreshing letting players make their own build. She could be a summoner, melee range, and choose their damage types. I think it would be cool. It'd just be really hard to balance. I do think you'd have to somehow limit it as well. Otherwise, people would just take best skill A, best skill B, best skill C. Or the skills would end up just being so underpowered that nobody would play the class. People will optimize the fun out of anything. I say after making guides for Diablo 2 for a couple years. I provided people the tools with which to optimize all the fun away. Okay, which way do we go, George? Which way do we go? Remember also it was an MMO, you could drain other heroes and even team up mercs? Ah, so you could actually get it from other players. Yeah, it's just a pain to balance. It's not like it is bad or anything. So. I do like that we have our shield up. I do find it ridiculous that his shield is basically the Necro Bone Armor, but better. Okay, so this is probably the... Oh, we could take sprites. They defeat the purpose of what we're doing, but we could take them. Care about the Defilers. I can't do the Horror Mages. We're just not getting good setups. Hey, Daladon. How did the job interview go? Are you feeling confident? Or do you not want to jinx it? I can totally understand not wanting to jinx it. I have been in those situations where I think it went well, but I figure if I say anything, it's gonna bite me in the ass. So hopefully it did go well either way you decide to go with that. I always forget how long the time difference is there. It's afternoon. Okay, now to see if we can get a lister that's better than this. No jinx worries. Okay. But yeah, we're gonna invest in lethargy. Just tired? Oh, I feel that. Oh, too bad I can't steal those guys. Only reason I would steal Burning Souls is because I hate them so much. They're not exactly good. They're not even good revives. I literally just take them out of freaking spite. Why do you get the ghost? Because the ghost absolutely caused me, like, migraines. I'm not even going to go for the magic find shit. Now, if you are going to be doing things like grinding for Sunder Charms and stuff like that, doing the Burning Soul trick is worth it. I just hate it. I don't like doing it. It is anti-fun. You watched the old Nightmare Insta-Jib recently as Necromancer on normal? Oh, geez. Something else. Oh, man. I have gotten completely pelted by them several times. I think Necromancer is the one that usually catches me the most off guard, because by the time I'm in Nightmare in Hell with them, I'm like, okay, we just have our minions. I don't need to think about anything. Okay, so we are going after Lister, I believe. I will keep an eye out for the other ones, but gotta process this shit for a few seconds. And this is starting to have a duration, thankfully, finally. Honestly, Colenso is probably a better grab than what we have. Because we can at least have Cursed with this. I hate that I have to swap it out for a Colenso, but it's better than nothing. Mercenary, why do you insist on standing there and getting your ass killed? Are you better? No, you are garbage. Akimel is just eh. Go, man, go. And yes, I am just throwing healing potions at Mercenary, because Mercenary, I think, is poisoned. Yes, he is. Don't care about any of these. Yes, I generally, I think I was actually legitimately pissed at that one. That's garbage. Yeah, I do think Mercenary just has a death wish right now. I might just let Mercenary die and get him back later. Yeah, I'm just going to let him die. He's in the way. Can our minions actually do any damage? We've got max goatmen. Can you please? Suppose I could try getting one of the council members, but frankly, their hydras are really not that strong. Pretty sure I think it's Bartuk that we can't actually grab. Can you not be on my ass? Sir. Bugger off. Let's see. 1950 walks into, you named the video OTK Ghost. Oh yeah. Walks into Plains of Despair and boom. Yeah, it's like as soon as they spotted me, it was just zoop. One reason why you have to be really careful when playing hardcore. Thankfully, I wasn't doing hardcore that time. I think I was getting really fed up with something at that time too. I still remember it, funnily enough. Healing potion, back off. And he already has stats that we would want for something else. Wow, we probably shouldn't be doing this on Players 8. Kind of thought we could handle it, but at the same time, our minions are proving that we fucking can't. Balls. I'm going to just toss that there into the junk pile. That goes there. I hate the idea of having to re-roll freaking Hephasto a million times. Just trying to think what other... We do have you. I think you count as demons. Yeah, I guess enslaved do... Oh yeah, no, demon gremlins do. These do not. Which always, that strikes me as weird. These don't count as demons. That's a weird one.
I am
Yada, yada, yada. Give me Emilio back. We could always just drop it to players 1. Just go through hell. We'll try one more run on Lister. Or getting an Udar. Udars are always good. Play Nightmare. We go to Act 4. The problem with Lister, by the way, even he is a really tanky and really good guy. It's just the problem with him is kind of falls into the same category as... I'm trying to think of like a good example of it. But basically, he is not... very... Oh, we actually do have Udars. Sweet. He's not reliably aggressive. He'll keep knocking things back out of the range of the rest of your units. And I don't think he does as much damage as Hephasto, if I remember correctly. So I don't mind wandering through here looking for a unique Udar. I could just grab a normal one, but they won't get cursed because they can get an aura and they can get a extra fast and all that fun stuff. The video is over less than a minute later. Did I cut? Because I'm pretty sure that one might have been on stream. That, or it was back when I was still doing 20-minute episodes. That one I don't remember for sure. But I do remember just getting raffle stomped. Yeah, no boss mob in here, unfortunately. What is our goatman getting just completely flattened by? Seriously? Wrong minions. Is the Countess any good? Can't say I have tried. I'd imagine her AI would be funky. Suppose I could try grabbing her. Tell you what, if this run on Fasto doesn't yield results, we'll try mind controlling the Countess. In hell difficulty, of course. Normal Udars. We are not getting boss packs of Udars, and that's making me sad. We are, yeah, we're still on Player's Aid. Yeah, boss pack Udars would be the way to go, but we're only getting Strangler boss packs. Desace cannot. He is undead. Well, catch me a few years ago and I would have been just completely just all over myself for finding that. Now I'm just wishing it was a Warlock one. And that's going to be a 4-socket broadsword. No, it's only 3. We have been pretty good about not getting upsetting finds. We keep getting 3-socket broadswords. And the reason I would be annoyed by it is because went through the trouble of transferring one over. Oh, we got pit lords. Fire enchanted, lightning enchanted, not worth. I do wish our little shaman guy would actually get his happy ass up here. I'm about to, you know what? Get up there, happy ass. Whenever they won't go where I want them, I can make them go. He is our cursed delivery at the moment. What we're hoping for is a cursed Hephasto. I don't care what his other mods are. Whatever they are, it's fine. I would prefer a cursed Urdar because of crushing blow, but beyond that, Frozen Scene and Thresh Socket are both animals. Yeah, I'm not sure I'd actually want Thresh Socket. I should look up the ones that are naturally cursed. Is what I should do. I don't think there's too many, though. Well, I mean, we'll be using these. Da-da-da-da. It's only slightly better, and it's worse resist, but I kind of just got it for the memes. You just looked up the super uniques. I mean, if you see a demon that automatically has curse, that isn't a ranged bastard like what we're using right now. Because, yeah, we are using ranged bastard at the moment. He still applies cursed. He's not bad for that, and we can use him for summoning. It's just... He doesn't like going up into the pack. And yeah, it would have to be a super unique to guarantee placement and all that stuff. Chipped Emerald, Tome. Don't have room for Tome. Are you good? You are not. Doubt the Tome is good. I probably shouldn't pick up just like one socket ones. Although there's no way to tell how many sockets it's got until you get there. Sadly, saber cats are also animals, so Roderick Lady can't be taken either. Yeah, she's cursed. And we actually automatically get extra strong. We get pretty much everything you'd want from a boss mob except for cursed. So that's one reason why I'm hunting specifically for cursed. And there we go. And he has... I don't know what aura he has. But... there we go. Spectral hit, aura enchanted, cursed. And yeah, extra strong, extra fast, aura enchanted, and spectral hit are all things we get from the skill. So... I guess we won't be going to get her. We're going back to hell. Play hell difficulty. Do we do the tower? I mean, if she's cursed, she is a good pick. So she could very well be a replacement. He's got freaking might. Oh. I don't know if I risk removing that. Because, I mean, there is literally only one thing that would be better than this, and that's if we had rolled fanaticism. It's worth it to try. We can mess with it. We do need to refine the tower, though. But yeah, this is a pretty sturdy setup. Obviously, if we went ahead and like equipped all of the junk that I transferred over, we would already be at yet another option on this. Jeez, Mercenary. Can you guys not let Mercenary just up and die there for just... Thank you. Yeah, that's another one that'd be like, if this was cursed, I'd be considering swapping that out. Multi-shot cursed? Oh, yes, please. Vile Hand, Act 3. Yeah, he is hard to capture, by the way, because locating which one he is, I tried that for one time. I was like, geez, which one are you, you little bastard? Of course, he's also kind of an annoying minion as well. I don't think she'll cast spells. She will probably be like one of the melee rogues. Okay. Time to eat corpses. So let's see. We are looking for Rogue. Feels weird to have Might and Thorns. Oh, no, 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 no. Do not. Do not. I'm taking that off now. Because we almost just lost Big Boy. Because I was being a dumbs and scrolled one too far. Mercenary, why do you keep getting poisoned by everything? I mean, we're going to identify that for the thing. I'm not a huge fan of the unique plate mail. And something was stabbing me in the ass. Okay. But yeah, we need to identify this for... Yay, it's bone flesh. It's not bad, but what we have is better. I will sometimes use that if I find it for a mercenary, but... Shaft stop. We got freaking shaft stop. So no. Let's see. We were doing this. There's the road. Here's the next area. Where? Oh, well, she dead. She didn't have cursed, so it doesn't matter. This should be Tomoe. No, it's Darkwood. So Tomoe is going to either be north or south. Pit Spawn Foul Dog is a tainted that has curse on Nightmare and above. They're pretty cool. That's actually not a bad pick. There are going to be people who are like, oh, but he runs away. He only runs away if he drops below half life, which might actually not be a terribly bad thing if you're trying to not have to replace your dingus. You've got to regularly replace your dingus. Yeah, Pit Spawn Foul Dog, that's actually not a bad call. I'm trying to think what other ones. There is probably someone already setting up a mod to add all boss mobs to the capture list. Imagine if you could capture, like, undead. I would love a cursed ghost. I know that sounds like an odd one to be like, oh, that would actually be really cool and strong. But physical immune is all I have to say on that. I can give them resist. I cannot give them physical resist. We might not be going after her because that's Tomoe Highland. I do not know where her blasted tower is. Drop on you. Drop on you. Get some of these guys off of me. Drop on you. Yeah, this focus fire on the shamans. Priceless. Yeah, it's 25 fizz, 75 cold, and 105 lightning. So if we got stone skin, he'd actually be kind of interesting. Because stone skin would bump him up to 75, 75, 105. Physical immune is still best. But which I do wonder. He doesn't have any immunities yet. Let's grab you. Blip. I mean, if I was really interested in getting plus skills for the Warlock, I could probably save those and reroll them. I see the tower. I will possibly need to drop it down to players 1, though. For the Countess. Getting down to where I'm not too worried, but... Countess loot still bugged? Yeah. Well, it's not bugged. It's just how it works. Whereas Andariel was unintended originally, and then they made it intended, and then they took it away. If that makes sense. You used to have to go through like a bunch of steps to get bugged Andariel drops, and then they made those bugged Andariel drops the normal drops, and then they did these other things. We're going to have a little lemon candy. Oh, Lord. But no, Countess has never been really bugged. She was just modified to be a rune farming source for low to mid runes. I have a lemon candy. I'll be quiet for just a few minutes because it's actually a Tootsie Roll. Yes, her loot is favoring players 1. Yes, it's a lemon Tootsie Roll. There we go. But the reason it does that is because her rune drop is based on her no drop. That makes sense. Oh, something in there has amp damage. Okay, which one of you has that? Oh, she's gone now. She would have actually been a good one to steal. Not great, but she would have been good. Because she was a ranged amp damage. I would rather have a melee amp damage. But having a hell difficulty one, been nice. Okay, anything in there worth it? I mean, we'll take the healing potions. Okay, so that goes away. It goes in there. Farm for 40 full New World sets in Fashion Report. Basically looks like traditional Native American outfits. Give them out for free since it if never comes up and only would die. Ooh. As long as you're having fun doing it. We're just going to keep that up on them while we focus in on this and this. This week, oh, legs and feet, our New World outfit. Now farm again. Farm them constantly. Yeah, farming for specific things in pretty much any game is just like, it gets mind-numbing after a while. I don't care if you absolutely love the game. There's only so many times you can kill Bob the Boss Bastard before Bob the Boss Bastard gets a little bit annoying to deal with. Something is giving out might. Because it's cheap mats, but it just felt a little like the game was laughing at you. Ah. Of course, it's a ghost. Can I? Nope, I can't put it on the left click. I was slightly considering, can I put the bind on left? But no. No, you cannot, Alzorath. That would make things a little bit too easy. Although I could put lethargy on the left click. I am Ghost. My main attack is reading your messages and not replying. That is one thing that for those of you that have been around a while, you know that I am Demi, and I don't particularly form bonds very quickly anyway. And as such, I am not a huge fan of the dating scene. Unless I am just feeling particularly energetic for a period of a few months. But the modern dating scene and the propensity towards ghosting makes it even less pleasant. I've been ghosted twice. Did not like it either time. And it was very much one of those situations of trying to think of how to describe it, but basically we just didn't click, so they just didn't ever respond kind of situations. Wasn't like I was terribly interested in pursuing it any further either, but I'm also one of those people well, if we're not interested in that, it is perfectly fine to be friends. Because guess what? We both had interest in other damn things. Oh, fake accounts are absolutely fucking awful. Don't get me started on that shit. And I turned the wrong direction this entire time. I feel dumb. It's a left turn, not a right, Alzorath. We're not in Maggot Lair. There's a lot on your kind of dating scene at the moment. Yeah. There's a lot in just online dating in general, though. Admittedly, I have not gotten on the dating scene since pre-Gen AI. Yeah. I have not. I didn't really have much interest in it back then either. The amount of people that you run across that are just oh, I just want to fling and stuff like that. It's no, there are other sites for that. It's not what I would be interested in. I think I'm just an old curmudgeon whenever it comes to stuff like that. I am an old man. I just tried to heal my goat man with a freaking potion. Oh, jeez. Nope, 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 nope. Something bad is happening there. It's the ghost. Oh, it's another freaking... Would be good if it wasn't a ghost. Jeez, I panic pressed there. Because that amp damage, we were chunking. Since you prefer not to make any crushes uncomfortable, you're perfectly content to sit on your hands at the moment. I know that feeling. There is one person I regret not asking out. Most of the other people I had crushes on, I don't regret not asking out. After continuing to be friends with them for a while and then realizing various things about them, I am glad I didn't. If that makes sense. I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I have regrets. Good. I have lesson learned. But yeah, I am slow to develop crushes in most cases as well, though. So there's only so much I can relate to on that.
Yes?
Here's I won't say that in case it draws it out, but yeah, holding up the social contract, especially whenever a group of people's involved, is kind of an important thing. Stone skin on moon pus. But yeah, it's a complicated world. And I am a simple person. Let's see. Left turn from that should be... It's gonna be a weirdo one. No, it's gonna be right there. Because I was thinking it might just be like one of the... There is a weird way this can form. Where you can come up here, this can turn right, and then the exit can be right there. Absolutely blasted awful. I've also, speaking of oddities and weird social contract stuff, I've also been weirdly accused of having a crush on somebody that I was like, not even just not interested in. I think that's the right number of knots. I was not interested in them, like, at all. And I was accused of having a crush on them because I talked to them. Of course, that's probably partially because I live in the great old America. Yeah. Mine was by a horse girl. And for those of you that know me, I'm not one of those people who's terribly into horse girls. I am not an outdoorsy individual. I am not interested in running through the countryside or dealing with large beasts of burden. For me to actually be interested in someone in that way, have to have overlapping freaking interests. Yep. Well, see, with me, I am straight, but my thing... Oh, and we just might have borked things up. Players 1. But for me, I am used to masking a lot in life just because of various factors. So turning on retail voice, even for social interactions, is something that I have experience doing, especially whenever it's at work. So the fact that, hey, I have a social mask does not mean I have an attraction. Of course, it did take me a very long time to come to terms with the fact that, yes, my attachment style and stuff like that is very much demi-coded. At least by my definition of the term. Because I was very much in an environment for most of my youth and stuff like that where if you weren't a horny dude, you were considered, one, not straight, and two, this is regardless of who you're actually attracted to, and two, you usually got a lot of social flack. But yeah, back, it probably didn't help the situation that I did have one of those kind of weird, creepy, I thought this only happened in movies kind of, we don't care about her stats, encounters where basically someone asks you out as a prank. I was like, that, in my brain, even now, and even though I had it happen to me, it's one of those things like, people can't really think that is a good thing to do, but they did. They absolutely did. So I ended up just playing an arcade game for a few hours until my ride came. Thankfully, I was good enough at arcade games that my $20 lasted a while. Well done. You killed someone for all of their treasure.
Greetings.
But either way, we live, we learn, we explore the world. But yeah, I kind of knew I was different from most of the guys when I was, geez, I would say 12 or 13. And it took me well into my 20s to actually acknowledge that I was demi. And it took me into my 30s to really define what that meant for me. Let's see. The one that tried to fake on you was pretending to also be gay, and because I didn't flirt them. It didn't last long. Maybe about 15 seconds. Well, at least it was short. Can we stay on Players 1 for a while? I think we will. We over-leveled a little bit on Players 8. Think they were just disappointed? Possibly. But yeah, I have been disappointed by people a lot in my life as well, so it's just like, meh. It's not worth the trouble for me. I'd rather just grow old and be content creating stuff well into my golden years and just let it be at that. The return on investment just isn't there usually. And this is exactly why we enjoy making people groan at puns. Yes. It's a non-suffering form of revenge on society. It just merely inconveniences their eyeballs. Rune drops are being extremely generous. Jeez. This has been one of my more rune-rich runs on the channel. Not my most rune-rich run ever, but... And no, it's not even like the best runes either. It's just, these are some decent runes to be just getting through a casual go-through where I'm not actually farming for runes. Okay, let's see what layout we've got. I'm going to be trying to get a good chunk through Hell difficulty today so we can beat it tomorrow. A random mob just comes charging at me. Oh, you think I'm alone? Suck a teleport, bitch. Yeah, he's not as good as an Udar, but he is good enough. I will 100% take an Udar over a Fasto. Fasto's a good big angry dude, but... while we are on Diablo 2 coming to an end for now, what is the next solo stream game going to be? It is a tie. There's a tie between, I've forgotten the name of it. It's Shadow Hearts and, the Western one that I have I can't remember the name of. Wild Arms. But yeah, that and Wild Arms and Shadow Hearts were tied, and Lufia and MS Saga were tied. Downside is Shadow Hearts is a series, so holy mother of frickin' turtles. That was most of our life gone in one hit. I'm torn as to which one I'm going to do. Both interest me for different reasons. And both because I haven't actually beaten them. For butterfly nouts. Nout. Can't have everything we want. Excuse me. Thought I'd fall for that twice, you little demon bastards. But yeah, it's probably going to be... Yeah, if she had... that we should have actually probably taken her. Oh, thank you for the gift subs. And the hype Atrena. It is much appreciated. But yeah, we are definitely going back to turn-based RPGs. I am slightly tempted, on the fence about this, to do one of the first place ties and one of the second place ties before I do another poll. Because I think I might, maybe possibly, do Wild Arms, then do MS Saga, and then come back to Shadow Hearts. That way, some of these lesser known games do still get some time. I do not know what emote that one unlocked. But if anyone wants to get in on a hype train and get themselves some emotes, bits, I think it's 100 bits or a tier 1 sub or a prime sub. We'll get you emojis. I should probably start doing like on-screen stuff or stuff like that. The thing I'm afraid of is it triggering like in the middle of something I need for a video. And yes, I will be doing a video on this. There is actually no short today on the main channel because I'm probably going to be doing a short on this on Saturday. And I only want to do 2 shorts a week because I do not want to be a shorts channel. I just want shorts to be there as a thing we can do. What does the superior codex have? Absolutely nothing. Actually, we could turn that into something. But yes, I greatly appreciate the gifted subs. I am bad about showing it, but I think you guys understand that I am just not great at expressing stuff like that.
Good day.
On to... Do we bother with the Roderick Malice? No, we don't. Okay, so where did we come out at? There. So it's straight ahead, so I think it's going to be down this way. We could track down... What's his face? Baldog should be on the 2nd floor, yeah. He's usually off in that little alcove with the weird-shaped side room and a cage on the opposite side. It's a very unique floor plan that I have extreme trouble describing in just words. But I do have the ability to show it. Let's see if he's any good. He is right there, I think. I don't want to peek on that and have him, like, one-shot me either, though. I didn't even get it off, jeez. He amp damaged us, so he did get a hit in. 1. He killed one of the goat men as well. It was a quick and brutal fight that I witnessed maybe half a second of. There was violence.
I need a key.
I do think Hephasto will be fine for getting through on players 1. So what did you get in your hype chest? I got a cat. You got the danger dance. I like that danger dance one. That is actually hilarious looking. I wish I was better at making emojis so I could make some animated ones for you guys. Unfortunately, I'm not currently set up for making those. I could make pixel art ones. I am set up for that. To your average D&D characters, you move way too much. Honestly, I prefer D&D combat when there is a lot of mobility. I think that's one reason why I design monsters with moves and shifts and stuff like that, things that move players around. And also, I am kind of at the point where there's still opportunity attacks in Fractured Worlds, but I have changed it to where opportunity attacks are unlocked by, well, learning how to use them, getting better at actual martial combat. But yeah, mobility in combat is something that 5e struggles with. And not even just a little bit, a lot bit. Your next big project is probably a bard, dancer, and rogue thief. Ooh, just for the mobility. We have gotten this same room every single time. Okay, so this room is open. As far as the opener rooms, that is. But yeah, mobility in combat, I think D&D struggles with simply because everything is like, oh, you're moving away, I'm gonna hit you. Which is just, it just doesn't feel that great. Because everything just starts locking up and it's a matter of just holding choke points and stuff rather than, oh, I'm gonna flank or I'm gonna shove him into this pit and stuff like that. Oh, goodness gracious. Bards are hilarious. That's why you want to play characters that can push back by attacking or dodge out of the way easily. Yes. And I really am... I have been contemplating... I don't think I'd be able to get this before I start doing the tests for it. But I think I might eventually make some templates for monsters, or even entire monsters, that function... I think a good example would be the Beholder, but it's not the best example. That function more like KDM monsters. That makes sense. Like ones that have almost an AI of sorts based on either rolls or a deck. Where you just basically, not even the DM necessarily knows what they're gonna do. It's just based on what gets pulled. That's another reason why. Oh, why is the door open? What were you guys, raising a barn? Close the doors. Yeah, as long as I can... Now, admittedly, in that design, you do run into a problem.
Thanks.
And it's not a small problem. And that's what to do in, like, narrow corridors and stuff like that. Because if there is a lot of movement tech going on, narrow corridors all of a sudden become just ping pong.
Yes.
Which I guess makes a little bit of sense. College of Dance in particular, like Monk, have suddenly become the odd grappler classes. Changes to unarmored strikes as grapple attacks. Ooh. So 2024 rules. I need to dive into 2024 rules a bit more as well. I like some of the things they did with weapons, like giving them vexing and stuff like that. Why can't I be playing a necromancer right now? That's going to be worth money too. Did we already kill Poison Guy? I guess we did, and I just didn't realize that. It explains why he was poisoned. Can't think of anything better than grappling a BEB-EG and dancing with him. Pirouette, Demon Lord Thraxos. Get ready to get thronggled, Thraxos. Now I just have like okay, there is a running gag about the Throngler, or sometimes whenever a group of people I hang out with play Jackbox. The Throngler is a running gag. Dance, magic, dance. Yeah. You want to know something really stupid? And I was actually, I was telling Gablin about this recently. For some reason, there is a cross wire in my brain that I am 100% aware of, but cannot stop. And that is... Ooh, ouch. That is a minion. But the cross wire is for some reason my brain... Despite knowing it is David Bowie, keeps thinking it is Sting in a lot of those movies. In a lot of movies. Sting was freaking Dune. If I'm consciously thinking about it, I know these things. But when I am just kind of zipping through on something, my brain immediately goes... Nah, that was Sting in Labyrinth. It wasn't. It was David Bowie. I actually have to stop and consciously remind myself, your brain be dumb. If that's not... I don't know why it does that either. It is... It's the weirdest little, like, brain quirk, and I don't know what causes it. Okay, let's go grab the full rejuve. Because we're trying to get up to 99 of those as well. But yeah, there's a few things that are like that for me, where I logically, if I stop and actually have to process it as a long thought rather than an off-the-cuff thought, I know the actual information. It's just... that's not always what the conversation calls for. So my brain just goes dart. Charge. Charge, Sarge. I'll let them kill that in there while I do my stats. Might as well be getting XP while they're doing this. There's another lethargy. Oh, they're still killing stuff over there. Okay. Why am I seeing fanaticism? What the hell did you kill over here, you guys? Yeah, I was seeing fanaticism on the ground. I guess they were trying to fight something weird. Of course, I'm also, due to the era that I was raised in, my default language for certain things is not the default language that I particularly like using. So that's another thing that happens just randomly off the cuff. Is my brain will go like, oh, here's the phrase you're wanting, and that it's not the phrase I'm wanting. Did not mean to pick up the Gothic sword. Yeah. All things of like needing to learn to break patterns, which is kind of weird because I have a really hard time forming habits. So why my brain gets stuck in patterns, I don't know, whereas my body just cannot. Is this just turning into like Al's therapy session? Dear God. Is that what streaming is? Therapy? Is D&D therapy? No. Actually, D&D for a lot of people is therapy. Okay, so he is probably aggroing everything up there.
It's locked.
Feels like therapy for the most parts? Yeah. I just hope I make a relatively safe place for people to just come and hang out. That is generally what I'm hoping for whenever it comes to the streaming. Just a nice, chill place. I think that's the stairs. Could be wrong, though. I'm not. I could be. Safe? Safe? What do you mean? More CR8 creatures than that? No, no, no. If we want to make a truly unsafe environment, we do the crap where we get a bunch of CR1 enemies with really out of whack and out of scope abilities. So it's like, oh, you guys are level 5. This pack of a shit ton of shadows should be no problem for you. Oh, you're wizards? Oh man, that strength drain's gonna suck. Oh, what do you mean you die whenever you hit 0 in a stat? Actually, I don't even remember if they are even CR1. I know they're low CR. I think they're CR1. See, I love just dropping those guys in a room. Shades, shadows, wraiths, yes. Yeah, stat drain should never be on a low CR creature. It's one reason why, even if they're my own creatures, I will modify creatures each time I use them. I modified Mechs and Lancer each time I use them. There is something that if you are not modifying them, it's not going to really be set up to fit with your players. Okay, so we've basically cleared out that hallway without ever looking in it. They're not very tough. Currently, our mercenary is having a day. Oh, you feel much stronger now. What level are you? You are 73. You are going to stay caught up with us now. Yay. I do think the teleporting through walls needs to be not existing. I'm going to abuse the crap out of it, but I don't think it should exist. I know there's going to be people who are pissed that I say that, but let people have their cheese and eat it too. Yes, cheese is fine, but this does not feel like intended design. Feels like we didn't feel like paying attention to the walls, or possibly our vibe code did not vibe well with it. Do I think they did vibe coding on this? I doubt it, but you never know. It is showing up in the dumbest of places. Still, I don't see how people can use blasted AI vibe coding whenever it comes to freaking bank software. Please do not do that. That is just asking for a 0-day exploit. Although I do actually have Gen AI on the mind right now because we were having like a fairly involved, I wouldn't even say it was a discussion. It was a bit of a mix of ranting questions going on a private server that I'm part of. Honestly, I think I should be teleporting stuff through walls just to save my mercenary. What else do we have? Honestly, we have cleared most of this entire floor. Without even having to look at most of it. I think that is the stairs down. So I'm going to just keep popping them through the walls, see if we can kill off any enemies before they're a problem. I do like how they go and kill all the enemies and then come and open the door for me. Like, here you go, sir. We have taken care of the problem. It is fine. They're like my little butlers that just go ahead and sweep everything up so I don't have to worry about it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Where's the other shaman? There's the other shaman. Goodbye, shaman. It's Shaman Plus. Extra absorbent enemies. As I dip into a bit of a southern accent there. Not too tough of enemies. They got this. Okay, so we should have a shaman there. I think we can have a shaman spawn up on that side as well. And yes, I'm eating corpses, so I don't have to think about them reviving stuff after this. Okay, so we should be clean. And getting all the full rejuves and not having to use a single one of them. How lucky are we? As we get our first, like, crushing blow just, like, right out of the gate as well. Short battle bow I'll take. Demon head we might come back down for.
And the maiden's anguish waned as he loomed over.
Yeah, we're going to have to come back down anyway. Look, identify my stuff for me, please. Look, it's Storm Strike. It's actually a fun little bow. It's not great, but it's fun. It's one of those ones that you save for a character that you're going to be basically boosting through a little bit. Yeah, we wanted to sell you.
Good day.
Da 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 da. And I am taking that for attack rating just in case. Okay, as far as levels we'd need for any of this stuff, I think, yeah, we're already at the level that we could equip anything we want. So if we wanted to get really bonkers, we could go Obsession with this character and just push our way through. I'm not going to do that right now. But we are eventually going to see that. That right there would solve our resist problem. Period. Because, here, we'll drop that on to look at it real quick. See? It gets us all positive.
Good day.
Throw in an Enigma. And that. Look, 1 point away from yet another Max Demon. And actually, that does not look bad. It's not my favorite look on him, but it doesn't look bad. And also, we could equip an Annihilus and just start getting a bunch of XP as well. So, don't really care about it too much at the moment. Okay, we did need to come down here and grab the rest of our crap. Oh, she didn't actually... Oh, I didn't give her time to. Oh, it's that kind of demon head. Meh. Give me all your gold. Makes it for having to use a down portal scroll. Okay, let's get this identified and we'll go on to Act 2. Do I think we're getting done with Act 2 today? Probably not. I'm hoping we get done with... Because Act 4 and 5 are actually relatively short. The way I play them, I don't have to worry about it too much. But tomorrow might be a long stream if we don't get done with Act 2 today. Still have an hour. Hour and a half. So we might get through it. Depends on how rushy I'm feeling at the moment.
The caravan. Your presence.
Onwards to the east. And we will skip that and move on.
Hello.
I'm getting messages. Why am I getting messages? Who's giving me messages? Greetings, traveler. Welcome. We desire your assistance. What if I don't want to give it? What if I just want to watch you all die? What if I want to get the witch?
I know my...
I like my playthings durable. my brain just went off like a deep end there.
You have quite a treasure.
Okay. We go downstairs. We get ourselves a annoying little guy. And then we move on. So many people are not going to know who I'm referencing with that voice. And I'm okay with it. Hello. Dude is just like the weirdest little pain in the ass. I think if I do a solo playthrough of the Baldur's Gate series, I'll point him out a bit more. I'm not even sure if we ran across him on the playthrough with Gablin. Okay, nuking everything. Level 74 already. Obviously, getting up to about 87 is not that hard. Just kind of just going through on players 1 even. Mercenary might die down here. I'd rather he not, but... it is always a distinct possibility. Okay, full rejuice. Oh, wow, we're getting all the boss mobs out of the way early, I guess. If you're wondering, each area has a quota that they can spawn a certain number of boss mobs. And then they just, the rest of the stuff will just be normal packs. There's a thing the assassin can do to advance it so you don't actually have as many boss packs with things like Death Sentry and stuff like that as well. But we don't have that available. Just nuke everything, please. Just normal undead packs. I'd just rather not have Mercenary get poisoned. The rest of them can survive it just fine. And I can survive it as well. I need to not run into the middle of packs either. Or I am the derps. The derps. The derp, the derp, the derp, the derps. Derps. That's the only downside to Mercenary not having a cure hat. Is he doesn't get rid of this. Suppose I could make one instead of what he's got, but... Cure versus freaking... whatchamacallit. Cure is good if you are running a... My brain just completely farted. But yeah, Cure is good if you're running a prayer and meditation mercenary. Like on a, say, Nova Sorceress or something. Self-willed Infinity Nova Sorceress, not a Wiz Spike one. Okay, we are looking for the big boss. Where'd the boss be at? Where is your daddy and what does he do? Where is your do and what is your daddy? Aw, that wasn't him. Oh, I thought that was a unique ring for like half a second there. It was not. It's a rare. Not even a good rare. This magic ring does me no good. I'm gonna have to use that line in a TTRPG campaign, by the way. This magic ring does me no good. Just as a way of delivering a quest reward. So people feel like, oh, you're not getting a really good present. You're just getting my leftovers. You thought you were an adventurer? Ha. 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 This is a dead end, but we'll take it. XP shrine, please. Thank you. Oh, we found him. Which is, can we find him in finding him? There he is. Come on, take him down. Thank you. Goodbye, fiends. Glad that doesn't actually hurt our demons. It only hurts enemy demons. Otherwise, life would suck. Looky there, we got another lethargy point. Yum. Moist. Let's go get our goatmen healed up.
How may I help you?
Okay. Yeah, now it's just onwards to getting the staff together again. And then getting to... I think the only real time suck that we're going to run into is Arcane Sanctuary. And of course, finding the exits to each of these places, but meh. For the most part, when you don't have to get the cube here, it saves quite a bit of time. Well, thank you for the full rejuves there, friend. Drop those in. Do I really want to just like wait and get all the enemies killed? Probably, to make sure we have a clear path. We're not picking that up. We already have one. Just have a clear path through. And yes, I'm going to have to consume so many healing potions through this. Just because. Oh, just because. I'm going to get hit by all the excess lightning. Wrong kind of Shaco. I didn't actually transfer one of those over because I didn't switch over one of my casters. I switched over a physical trapper. Because that's going to be more in line with what we need for Echoing Strike, I believe it's called. Yes, Echoing Strike. Echoing Strike. Echoing Strike. Echoing Strike. Because we are probably going to respec, try out a bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, we lose our bound demon when we do that. So we're going to have to get a new one every time. So you guys will love that. Although I don't know how many we're going to go through. We might just use regular demon. Like regular Knoll. That was just trouncing our goatman. How many boss mobs are there here? Jeez. That's at least 3, if not 4 boss mobs in one little spot. My goodness, guys. Concentrated much. Okay, we want to... I wouldn't mind finding the waypoint for here, but we don't need the waypoint until we get to the next zone. Next zone is the actual important one. We also have a spot for stairs. I'm going to check down here first. Just so I don't have to navigate the stairs more than once. I don't think it'll be down here, but... better safe than sorry. In fact, I'm fairly certain... nope, it is down here. Okay. See, we didn't even have to venture up the hill. Have we actually died at all? I think we died on one character. Oh, there's Saigons. Need to identify that. Ta-da! Yeah, we have to identify the stuff for it to count towards our compendium. Who needs to worry about things being physical immune? Not us. We've got Cursed Hephasto. We've also got Lethargy, which is baby's first. It's more in line with Decrepify. I would argue that it is better than Decrepify on a few levels, though. I think the only thing that it kind of struggles with is duration. And even then, it goes up as you get levels. So. When we reach a point where it's not giving us an additional 1%, I will probably stop investing in it. Do I like about the new Warlock class so far? I think it's fine. There's a few skills that need some rebalancing. There's a few skills that I don't think they really planned on people using as well, which is kind of a weird feeling. I don't think they actually anticipated people using Ring of Fire and Flame Wave very much. How's it going, by the way, DF? And also, I don't like the feeling of Sigil Death. I know what it's for, and I know why it's there. I don't like how it is just a tiny little circle of everything in here gets exploded. I kind of wish it had a little bit more radius and a non-existent duration, if that makes sense. Instead, it is just like, if it enters here, it will die. But the circles, they're deceptively a lot smaller than their graphic on the ground. Or at least it's not accurate to their location on the ground. As far as my most interesting thing, I think that the Bind Demon is the most interesting thing about them. The rest of the stuff is just, here's another form of damage. Some of it's overpowered, some of it's not. You felt a bit out of energy all week? I feel you on that one. I feel out of energy today. I was actually contemplating taking a sick day, but I want to get through Hell difficulty before next week. So it's either got to be done like today, or, well, it's probably tomorrow. It's not going to be done today, but it's got to be done tomorrow at the latest, unless I want to be doing 2 streams on Saturday. You can probably tell by my voice I am not super high energy today. Mostly just chilling. Thought you were about to say you want to get through Hell difficulty before you take a sick day. Planning out your own sick days? Ugh. What do I do? Work retail? You're all good? I mean, I can play this while sick. This is one of the few games I can say that about. If I was doing an RPG for the first time or something like that, I would probably struggle a little bit to do commentary over it. I'm not even sure what kind of sick I'm getting. I just feel overall just meh. If that makes sense. Like, my voice, I don't have a sore throat, but my voice just feels like it's not wanting to voice properly and all that stuff. And I'm feeling more tired and a little bit of a headache, but it's just general ick as opposed to, like, something specific. I need a waypoint is what I need. We just have not found it. Let's go ahead and toss that. Shared stash, page 5. Rah. Are you streaming today, by the way? Some dark deity. Or, I know you do, I think, Sundays. I always forget which days of the week you stream. I am bad at remembering schedules, even my own. Let's see, we got 1.5 mil in there, so that's good. No more Sundays you used to, though. Okay. Let us see. We need the Far Oasis waypoint. We already know where the hole in the ground is, so I don't have to search for it with both my hands. I can't tell my ass from a hole in the ground. Let's go find the stick. We'll go find the amulet. My goal for today is beating Act 2. If I can get a little further, I'll be happy. If I can't, it's whatever. We still have an hour. We should be able to do it unless I get myself distracted or I get lost in, like, Arcane Sanctuary going wrong path 3 times. Okay, so this is right turn. Go, my minions! Man, we don't have to worry about anything being physical immune. So nice. Okay, so we want to go this way first. I sometimes forget my streaming schedule as well. You know, you probably were live yesterday, but just need some mute time. Yeah, understandable. Watching streams so many hours a day, need to recuperate. Yes. I am bad about missing streams while they're live. I do sometimes drop in and actually watch them after the fact, though. I am one of those people. Because I actually like watching streams to fall asleep to. Because they're just at the right length. If that makes sense. Streams are good for going to sleep. Do I think this is going to be the right way? I actually don't. It's possible that this goes off into the stairs over here to the left, but I'm not sold on it yet. Do the Goatmen have anything cool? I'm pretty sure they have like a frenzy-ish ability. Wow, this is a awfully barren zigzag tunnel. Look, it's a dead end. No. Now we have to walk all the way back out of there. And yeah, the Warlock's teleport, his actual personal one, kind of garbo. It's kind of in the same vein as... It's a little bit better than the Paladin charge, because it can go over gaps. Can't go through walls, though. It's not that I have noticed. I have only used it a few times, but... You always have such bad memories of Maggot Lair, but like you said before, you had a pretty basic all over the place build with your berserker took you forever to push through those maggots? Yes. If you don't have any kind of splash damage, this place is freaking awful. But if you are all splash damage, it is also freaking awful. It's because this place is designed with very bad hitboxes. It doesn't even matter what version you're playing, they all have really shitty hitboxes here. There are a few mods that solve it by giving a kind of broadening effect to the tunnels. Summoners are usually absolutely atrocious here, but this particular flavor of summoner does okay. That's what I heard. Boop and a boop and a... Well, actually, that might be better than something we have. It's better than those two. Although, do we have a lower cold resist one? That's a 6, but we have dex on that. Not really. Those two are going to sit down there. We're at 1% cold resist instead of 0. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Ah. Yeah, I would say that this build is a little bit... I mean, this class is definitely a little bit overpowered. Just in general. I don't think it's quite Mosaic overpowered, but it's definitely overpowered. We've got an ad break. Don't worry, you're not missing anything besides me punching death beetles. Not that you can hear me say that, but if you have ad block, you will know what I'm saying. And I endorse ad block? Not officially. Do I recommend it for using most of the internet? Abso-freaking-lutely. You feel out of energy too, Bells? Yeah. Ad break should end in about 2 minutes. Oh, you heard something about ad block? I can't officially endorse ad block, but I do recommend using it for browsing the internet in general. Although the ad block that I use, I don't have on the Twitch, so I get all the ads. Oh, is that worth losing the lightning resist for? Is a question. I love Terhaunch. It is a very nostalgic pair of boots for me. But I think we need the lightning resist more. You did, but it decided to go crazy with YouTube eventually, so you couldn't be arsed anymore. Understandable. Yeah, a lot of them function off the same lists. And those are like user sourced, essentially, is probably the best way I can describe it. Am I walking to Act 5? Yes. How are you doing, Whisker? We're mostly just chilling and just enjoying the game, because I am at that point of I have played this game so much, I just kind of prefer going through it slowly and savoring it rather than rushing through. Because it's a catharsis game for me rather than I need to rush through and be the best these days. I've already written guides on pretty much every class except for the Warlock, so might as well enjoy it while I can. I have so many hours in this. Dude, can you not stab me in the ass? How are you doing, by the way, Whisker? But yeah, YouTube was cracking down on ad blockers for a while, where they were telling people that they can't watch videos and stuff like that. You're good, same. Been on the game since LOD. I have I started in the betas pre-release, and then I got into stress test for a little while, and then I played on launch. I have the collector's edition stuff. I lost my little like paper sheet things for it though, which makes me sad. I need to try and I think they probably got lost in a move, but I need to see if they're like buried in a box and I just didn't notice them. You bought a John a bear the second week on JSP? Oof. I don't use JSP. I usually at the end of ladder I just throw all my stuff away and give it to newbies. Let's see.
Good day.
See, so curious, as you believe you look at the chat from YouTube and Twitch, how many screens do I have up and running? Technically, I have 3 screens. One of them is a drawing tablet, though. Main screen is full screen version of the game. Second screen is Discord. I have most of it taken up by OBS with like a metric fuck ton of docks. Currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 docks, 11 docks, and then the usual OBS control stuff. Plus I have 1, 2, like a handful of tab docks that you can't actually see just at first glance. And then my third screen is for like if I need to look anything up. I just grab the tablet and look at it. Non-ladder? Yeah.
Hello.
I don't really play on Battle.net these days. Which I know that's not usual for streamers. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. Those go into their little holes. That goes there. But whenever I do play online, it's usually just for a ladder season, and then I just dump all my stuff. Right now, I should be getting a delivery today of a new little storage unit thing. But I am reorganizing the room. This room is where I sleep, where I work, where I fart, and everything. It is the room. I will be rearranging it, and I might end up with 4 screens, but I don't know for sure. Because I have another 1080p monitor that is, God, it's over a decade old, so it's kind of old. That I might hook up to it as well. But we'll see. Could also just use my TV as a monitor. I don't use it for anything else. But on that note, I do need to be right back because, yeah, I will be just about 3 minutes at most. Okay, we're back. But yeah, I could send you a screenshot of my desktop layout. If you wanted to see the atrocity that is my horrible lack of organization. Yeah, that is the atrocity. Okay. So we got ourselves a stick. Let's go get ourselves an amulote. And then it is off to beat Act 2. Right now, we're not terribly overpowered as far as like what we could be. But we are definitely stronger than I think most other characters using the same criteria as us would be. So I do think that there is going to be a Warlock nerf. But I don't think it will be right away. It might actually be like 1 or 2 ladders in because they want to incentivize people buying it. Ow. There's the guy that we want to get down. Yes, I am still collecting as many full rejuves as I can possibly get because I want to get to 99. Just for the sake of getting 99 of them. Yeah, undead dolls would suck. Thankfully, they're not terrible. We don't quite have the just massive bodies that necromancers have between us, but generally speaking, we should be fine. That's angelic. For the most part, though, as long as I don't let them get close to me, we're okay. They aren't going to do anything to my minions. That is because explodey dolls don't actually hurt your mercenary or your minions. You die to them a ton. They can be very dangerous if you are not cautious around them. I do agree with that one. But for me, generally gloams are the more dangerous one if I'm not fully kitted out. If I'm fully kitted out, then dolls tend to take over that slot. But it's more like a situation of
It's locked.
they're both less dangerous than they were before. It's just that gloams become significantly less dangerous. Ah, you didn't go block. Also, if you are going block, do not forget to walk. Because whenever you are running, you actually lose a lot of your block. You might as well just not have block if you're running. That's actually one reason why teleporting sorceresses with like Nova and stuff like that can be a little bit sturdier than you would initially think. You have 52% block now. That's not too bad. As far as block builds, you really do have to be geared towards it. That's one reason why, like on hardcore, you might not use, for example, Spirit, because Spirit has absolute ass block. Instead, you'd go more for something along the lines of, say, Storm Shield. It's an easier example would be Necromancers. Necromancers go from Spirit to Homunculus. Although Spirit, not super necessary for the Necromancer unless you're really, really concerned about that one frame on teleport. Have a good lurk, DF. I'm not even having to kick the minions' arse. The minions are kicking arse for me. Let's go ahead and eat all the corpses so they stop reviving them. Ta-da! Oh, and there's a topaz there. Yes, I am picking up all the little trash gems as well because I want to get 99 of them all. Are we going to get that on this playthrough? Probably not. I may end up just transferring over some of my old ones just so I can have that full stack in there. Reason being is oh man, I don't even remember how many gems I have. I know I have in my rune stash, after dumping stuff onto the rune mules from, I believe I did that around 2.5's release. I started making the mules specifically just for holding a large batch of them. I went from, I think I still have 800 and some odd runes in Go Mule with completely loaded, well, mostly loaded mules. So it's not like I'm gonna run out anytime soon. I don't think I can get 99 of all the runes though. Not yet, at least. If someone finds 99 Zods, holy crap, they're a god. I've had little bursts of Zods, and it feels like rune drops are a little bit easier in D2R versus LOD, but because I've actually gotten several Zods. Even since not doing this essentially full-time from the main channel. We got you. I couldn't buy 99 Zods. This is single player. I mean, I suppose if I got online, we probably could, but I don't buy stuff. I don't use JSP or anything. There we go. Let's get rid of Big Nasty there. Yeah, you can't use Go Mule online either, sadly. That, and as far as like testing various things, that is a lot easier to do on single player than online. There are some differences that you'll run into, but there's a lot more granular control you have over the testing environment in single player. We want to go this way. That is dead end. We don't go that way. Yeah, I really do only play online if I'm doing like ladder runs or something like that, or have a specific need to. I do sometimes consider it for like community collaborations and stuff, but me. Even like seed spawning isn't really necessary in single player. It's good for farming certain stuff, but it's a little bit overrated. It's your first ladder in many years. I hear that some people were a bit salty about this ladder for reasons, but I tend to try and stay as away from the Diablo 2 drama as possible. Had enough of that already back in the day. Just doesn't do much. We'll just dump that in. So, yeah, we might hit 2 mil.
How may I help?
Especially since we got chance guards. How is the ladder going for you, by the way? Ladder is... If you are someone who uses D2JSP, ladder is a good way to earn points, forum points, or whatever you want to call them. Especially if you get something good early on. You bitch. I think he deserves being called that. Went like straight for the mercenary. Not that it really matters, it's just mean. Same game, same people, same bullcrap. Yeah. There is a reason I don't get involved. I already know that there is actually a lot of freaking drama going on right now, and we're not even talking about just the ladder stuff. But it was starting to get ridiculous even before I left guide creation for it.
Hello.
You have a source. You could magic find in hell. Source is better for unique hunting, though.
Yes.
At least in my opinion. Amazon is probably my preference for base farming, funnily enough, if I'm actually trying to properly grind. And then you have things like Necromancer is just my preferred one to just play casually. You can nuke super uniques as well pretty easily with the source. Farming 85s and Terra Zones, if you pick your Terra Zones right. But yeah, as far as like broad high level farming, nah, you don't really want a source. Blizzorb is pretty good for Diablo if you have a good mercenary. Because you're going to need a mercenary for that, unfortunately. Because you sweep out everything and then have the mercenary take out Desace. Act 5, I generally don't farm. It's not fun for me.
You may not.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I have to talk to Drognan. Your source is now a mule. Understandable. Warlock is overtuned a bit.
Good day.
Especially just... Even if we were using app... And we are technically using crap gear. This is all stuff that is perfectly reasonable. Ethlum is probably the least reasonable. But everything here is stuff that is perfectly reasonable to farm just off the cuff.
When the trouble I have heard.
Well,
If you're getting up to level on Warlock, there's not much point to play the other characters. I mean, to have fun. I have done the whole, like, grind as a second job kind of stuff before. I don't have the patience for it these days. Life is too short. I would generally prefer finding stuff slower and just enjoy my time. Same reason I don't really speedrun many games these days. I had fun speedrunning Metroidvanias especially, but it's not something that I absolutely have to do or that brings me as much joy as just getting to savor a good game. That's another reason why I did move into doing reviews. There's a lot of reasons I was like, okay, I'm going to lose money on this. My channel is going to struggle a bit on this. But I'm going to be much happier. That's why I switched to reviews. Let's go ahead and grab that. Now, I might still pseudo come out of retirement just to do some Warlock guides, but I frankly don't have much respect for the Blizzard. You played every character you wanted to. You've done some dueling. There's not much to do besides that. I can see that. That is a perfectly reasonable path. I did PvP back in the day. Frankly, the PvP environment currently is toxic as fuck. So I ain't touching that. And I just did a dumb. We're gonna continue doing a dumb for a while, though. Favorite character so far is Zeal Source without using Dual Dreams. I like Dual Dream, and I like... There is an interesting non-dual dream. There's a few interesting non-dual dream variants. There is, of course, the Holy Fire variant. Too bad he doesn't have Curse. Otherwise, I would totally swap out for that Blunderbore. If he had Curse instead of Extra Strong... There's no GM duels anymore. Private communities have them. But yeah, public, no. PvP, you can't use dreams. Yeah, because the tick.
Excellent.
But yeah, good manners dueling is definitely a private community only thing. Sadly, there's too many trolls out there. That's just nature of the internet, unfortunately. I used to actually really like low-level duels, oddly enough. This one's fine. High-level duels, eh. I did them a few times, but wasn't super into it. Low-level dueling was orders of magnitude more interesting because you had a lot more deviation from builds. Yeah, it's super expensive now. Wasn't back whenever I did it, but back then everything wasn't just like super tuned to like you have to get this, and this, or you just don't stand a chance. It's also because a lot of people do not farm the things for low-level dueling, which is a whole other thing. And I keep forgetting that my levels in Bind Demon give him Spectral Hit. So don't even have to worry about physical immunes. But, yeah. For me, I get the most joy out of just not being kitted up and just going through and, like, solving the puzzle of going through the game. And doing as many of the quests as I feel like doing. Obviously, that is kind of speedrunning adjacent, but restarting just to get save a minute here kind of stuff just doesn't do it for me. I always forget which one I'm supposed to go through. Another thing a lot of people don't realize, this place is actually good for runes. if you're on high player count, these chests are just like the chests in Lower Karas. They have slightly lower tier, but you can still get some pretty decent runes from them. And charms. We might hit 99 before the end of this. If I keep my eyes open, at least. Let's go back. Which direction should we go next? This one's not too bad. I actually kind of like the teleporter pad one on this guy. Generally, the one that I really don't like is the Escher path. The Escher path just always feels kind of meh. And yes, I know that's a crappy charm. I'm considering doing something stupid with it. Because I do a lot of stupid builds. That's another thing that brings me joy. Using the skills that are just absolutely kind of ass to make something that is not absolutely kind of ass. Okay, duck on through here. I do miss the days of things like Cruel Colossus of Quickness and all that kind of stuff being the top show. Now it's all about grief. Also, I like looking for ways to use unloved uniques and rune words. Obviously, not all of them work for it, because there's gonna be stuff that is just like, oh, this is just a weaker version of grief, for example, like Asteroids. But for the most part, there are a lot of like interesting things that you can find kind of quirky, fun things to do with. You want to make a Cleave Warlock and see how that works? We can probably mess with that after we're done. That would be after we beat the game, which is not going to be today, because like I said, I'm just moseying on through. But I could probably run some Cleave. We have the stuff for it. I mean, I literally have an Obsession and a Breath of the Dying in the shared stash. And we could play with either one. Only that would have had a prefix. And we'll just toss that in there. Dumb tricks. Is Breath of the Dying worth making? Not really. I can show it to you. I used it on Big Stick Energy Sorceress, which was literally walk through hell whacking things with that on a sorceress with no strength. She got it all from her charms. But yeah, if we just toss this on us, and let's see, normal attack is pretty decent for not having any skill. But yeah, it really kind of depends on what you're going to be using as well. This is just a whacking stick is hilarious, though. It's fun on a spinny barbarian as well. Spin to win with a stick. And the hilarious thing about the Archon staff, look, the damage on it, it averages about the same as a Ogre Maul. For almost no strength investment. Or absolutely no strength investment if you have the right thing. Let's see. Yeah, they're probably worth quite a bit now that more people know about them. I do find it hilarious that they were still relatively unknown as a tool until after Diablo 2 Resurrected released. There were communities that knew about it in LOD, but whenever it came to like the broader Diablo community, it was one of those like things most people didn't even think to check, because who literally checks the staves? Seriously. Who picks up just a random stave unless they're looking for cash? But yeah, now it's common knowledge, so everybody and their cousin knows, well, if you want a bonk, that's what you go for. Ethereal Thunder Maul's most wanted now. I mean, depending on what you're building, I can see that, because frankly, if you're going for maximizing on the damage front, you're going to have that strength anyway. But if you're going for some kind of like tanky build, you probably would want a shield, but the low strength rec allows you to invest way more into dexterity and vitality. It wasn't fourth path, it was only third. I'm guessing that's for our Warlock build, judging by the fact that it's Fortitude. Let's see. It's gonna be downward arrows. Pretty much everything right now is going to be for Warlock builds, though. I said it like it wasn't just everything is that now, but honestly, it kind of is. It's the new hotness, and it's kind of broken. It's like everyone who was getting freaking mosaics whenever everybody realized, hey, mosaic might be busted as hell. We might lose mercenary here. It's going to be close. We've had really good luck on this run, by the way. Ta-da! And we don't really care about... no. That is slightly tempted to keep... we'll keep it for something. Used to see Thunder Maul for Shapeshifter Druid. It's decent enough for that, yeah. I am much more of a fast medium hitter whenever I build melee, so I tend not to go into that. I did run a charged in back in the day, but like we're talking way back in the day. But not so much these days.
Good evening.
I had a Charger Paladin with maxed out strength. This was way back when.
I feel
Because I had originally built him before Assassins even existed. So, and then I ended up making a Breath of the Dying for him eventually. But back then, I think I was using... It was a blue. Forget which one it was. It was a Thunder Maul, though. 3 rune words, all that stuff. that guy wouldn't actually have been bad to grab. Because he's an Udar, but I was just like brain farting for a minute there too long. But yeah, there's all kinds of weird crap that you can do. Old version, new versions. There's always going to be something that is mildly broken. The trick is play what is fun to you. Otherwise, you will just burn out on any game you try and play. That's one reason why, even though I can look up optimal builds for pretty much any game that I've covered and just have the easiest time going through, I usually don't do that. I'll have the guide sitting on monitor 3 just in case I get stuck or in case I want to know where all the treasure is. But I will generally build my characters different than what they recommend unless it is something that they say, hey, this is absolutely freaking necessary to get through this particularly bullshit boss. Then I might gear towards it for that. Like all the people who have trouble with Duriel. Speaking of guides and stuff, if you have trouble with Duriel, go drink a bunch of freaking thawing potions. Enough to last you about 5 minutes. Drink like 10 of them. Right now, our cold resist is absolute ass. But I think we should be able to handle them. It's players 1. I'm not going to bother with the thawing potions. I might regret this. I don't think it's going to punish me for it, though. It didn't punish me for it. And we didn't even get a crap ton of, whatchamacallits. Yeah, we didn't even get a crap ton of TP scrolls. Yeah, I'm an old dog who's bored of his new tricks.
Hello, I thank you. Damn it.
And I play retro games, so I don't have to worry about them made with Gen AI. Haha.
Greetings.
That said, admittedly, the channel you're watching this on, I also do cover new stuff. And I do end up... I have a few videos that have stumbled over Gen AI stuff inadvertently. Do I take them down? No, because the opinions still stand. But I don't... I generally try not to.
Greeting, Jim. Ahoy, mate.
Okay, we have reached right around that 4-hour mark.
Welcome.
Do I start on Act 3 now? Or do I just save that for tomorrow? I think I am going to save it for tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow's Friday. We will have... Ooh. I could do something with that, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, Friday is a good day to finish it off on. That way we can start next Wednesday, just right out of the gate, right into whichever game I decide to cover out of the two that tied. So it's either going to be Shadow Hearts or... Not Shadow Hearts. Is it Shadow Hearts? Shadow something. But check. Yeah, it's Shadow Hearts. It'll either be that or it will be Wild Arms. But tomorrow, more Diablo 2. I'm going to see if there's anybody streaming for me to raid the Twitch side out to. And for YouTube side, you guys are just going off into the wilderness. That's how you roll. Let's go with... go with Karen I. He's covering a game I actually want to watch right now. I am on the fence about getting this. It is Monhunt Stories 3. Which is... I can't justify spending the $70 on it, but I really, really want to play it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!